In this lesson, we're going to look how you can string together various filter expressions using Boolean operators. The Boolean operators are and, so let me type these in here for you, and, or, and not. All right, so you're going to find that the and condition is going to be true if every expression being compared is true. Okay, and then with the or, the expression will be true if either of the expressions being evaluated are true, and then not is going to return the opposite of what's being evaluated. Now it might sound a little abstract here, so let's use some examples to go through this. So what I'm going to do is grab information from the purchasing table again. Let's get this back down to a size that be good on the screen. Let's run our example to get some values. And now what we want to do is filter everything that has a unit price that's greater than $5. And an order quantity greater than 10. So I'm going to do and order quantity greater than 10. And when I run this, you're going to see that the only rows that come back are those where the order quantity is greater than 5 and the unit and the unit price is greater than 5 and the order quantity is greater than 10. Also notice that I put the and in front of the order quantity, and I did this because this way if I want to get rid of it and run the query, it's very easy to do so. If for some reason I had put this, let's say, just delete it out this way, up on the first line as such, the query still runs. But now let's say I want to get rid of this condition, which I can do by commenting it out. To do that, I now need to get rid of the and, because if I run this, it's going to error. So now I have to come back up here, fix that. Now it runs, right? But now let's say I want to bring back that condition. Now if I run it, it error out again. So I need to put the and back in to run it. And now if I want to just eliminate it from the result, I can just put a comment it out using the double dashes, and it runs. I can bring it back into the fold for execution, and it still runs. So putting the and in front is a great way of making it so it's really easy to debug your statement without having to worry about if that operator is dangling. Much like what we can do with using and, we could also use or. So going back to let's say the human resources employee table, I'm going to bring back job titles. Okay, so let's bring back all the people that have job titles, and now I want to use the or clause to bring back everyone that is either a design engineer, a stocker, or a buyer. So you can see I have job title, design engineer, or job title stocker, or job title buyer. And when I run this, it brings back all these folks. Now you've seen in a prior lesson where we could also use the in clause. So this is the same thing as me. Let's do a new query here. Doing job title in, right? And then I would do design engineer. Get rid of this here. Stocker, and then put paren there, and move this to the top and separate with a comma. And when I run this, you get the same results. There's 15 rows here and 15 here. So you can pick your poison. You know, another thing I want to show you here is, let me grab this again, is you can also have queries on the same window. So if I wanted to, I could actually do this here. This might actually be a little easier to see the examples. So those two queries are the same. And when I run these, you can see I get the two results. And this is where it's handy to highlight. So if you want to just like run one query that's in the window, you can highlight it and hit execute. If I unselect and run, I get them all. Another thing you can do, since we're on the subject here, is I can comment out using the slash. Slash says start the comment /star, and the end the comment I would do //. And now when I run, it's just running the top. Or if you're in the editor, I think there's a lazy way where you can essentially like take this as a block and then say here comment, and it puts dashes in front of everything. And if I want to uncomment, I can just select it and say uncomment. So it's handy that way. One thing to keep in mind when you're working with Boolean algebra is you need to think about the order of operations. I mean, it's like math. So in math, when you have multiplication and addition in the same equation, the multiplication occurs first, then the addition. The same thing happens in SQL. So things are evaluated first with the AND clause, and then after that with the OR clause. So I can show you that with an example where we will use the unit price to find some product that matches a query where the unit price is greater than 10 and the order quantity is greater than 1,000. You'll see that I use parentheses here to bracket my expression. So what I'm saying here is I want you to, or telling the computer to evaluate this entire expression first before it does any other evaluation on the where clause. And the reason I'm going to do that is I want to now bring in another query where I'm saying that the unit price and order quantity are greater than, let's say, 1,500. Let's make this a little more. So what this will do is it'll evaluate to make sure that each unit price is greater than 10 or order quantity is greater than 100, and then ensure after that that the actual total price is greater than 1,500. If I had taken out the parentheses, what I would be getting is a different query where it would be show me every result where the order quantity is greater than 100 and the unit price times order quantity, or the total price, is greater than or equal to 1,500, or the unit price is greater than 10. So much different query. And you can see here the results are 8,259. And if I put in my parentheses to control the order of execution here, or evaluation, and run it, I get 4,000 rows back at this point. And that's because we're evaluating this first as one unit and then ANDing it with this expression.